There we go. Teaching mirror image is more challenging for me. That doesn't mean I can't do it. It's just challenges my brain in a different way. So when we do our warm-ups, I face you. And the reason why is because right and left don't matter. It only matters when we get to our Tai Chi series of movements. So when we do our warm-ups, I face you. It doesn't matter if you're going left and I'm going right, because you're getting ready to go to the other side. So when I say I'll teach the class turned around, the warm-ups will still be done facing forward, but it's not mirror image. I don't even talk about left and right. I just say one leg or switch legs, and it doesn't matter which. So we always start off by opening and closing our hands, just warming up our bodies, which, goodness, it is so warm outside. My body is warm, and I wore these sleeves thinking it was going to start cooling down today. So I made a big boo-boo.
It is very warm.
And they're working on our toilets or something, so they have the door open downstairs, so it's really warm in our office right now. So if you see sweat in my armpits, that's why. It's not because Tai Chi has worn me out. It's just hot in here. All right, so let's start with our neck, being aware of how we hold our bodies with our feet about shoulder width apart. Good posture, just like a string that pulls up and down. Holding our shoulders relaxed. Just trying not to hold any tension in our bodies and continuing to breathe. So starting with our neck, we bring our hands up, palms, hands towards our chin and chest. Let me let Gwen in. I'll let her know what we're doing. And push away from us and follow those hands all the way down, chin towards our chest. Morning, Miss Gwen.
Good morning.
Our other neck exercise, we follow one hand as we look towards that shoulder, back to the front and switch. That side for me is always stiff. I'll be stretching my neck all day long, and it'll still be stiff. If y'all know any secrets to a good pillow, I think that's part of my problem. Let's roll our shoulders forward and back. Oh, that's a nice little massage we give ourselves. Forward and back. This movement is for our shoulder warm-ups, but it always reminds me how everything is connected in our upper bodies, because moving those shoulders, it just really, especially back, really grabs onto all those muscles in our back. It feels good to me. Big circles with our hands up and push down. One more. Now with our ball, separating our hands to stretch our spine, pushing up and down. I like to inhale at my ball and then exhale as I separate, really stretching that spine. And Miss Betty, I didn't finish saying a while ago that don't worry about me watching y'all, because I can see your movement, but you're not big enough for me to study every single thing. I get the general idea, making sure that you're safe, and but I'm not ever just watching you like a hawk and judging your every movement. I'm the biggest picture on this screen, so I see myself more than anything. So y'all don't ever feel like I'm judging y'all. I just want y'all to be safe. Now let's take that ball side to side. Miss Gwen, Miss Betty was worried if she was by herself that I would be just watching her.
Oh.
So Gwen, I'm glad you came along too.
Yeah, I was just running behind a little bit this morning, but I'm glad to be here.
So Miss Gwen, we're going to try something today, doing the class with me turned around. Miss Betty said that she watched the video and she thought it was interesting. So I said, well, let's try it that way today. And then this will give you an option to practice it this way, or learn it this way. And then we can go back the other way to mirror image.
Okay.
All right, for our hips, shifting the weight to one leg, heel forward, hands back, pause in the middle, and toe back like a kickstand, hands forward. Let's stay on that one foot, working on endurance of that leg. Endurance, see how long we can keep that balance. That's a good tester of our risk of falls. Keeping it to 3. And shifting to the other leg, heel forward, hands back, pause in the middle, toe back, hands forward. Keeping our bodies upright, not leaning with the movement. Really feel that one stable leg working hard to hold our weight. So that's one way to do that exercise. The other way is where you shift the weight after one leg swing. And that practices more with weight transfer, but it's 2 different ways to do it, and we get 2 different things out of it. Next is shifting weight from one leg to the other as we have our hands stacked going in the direction of the weight shift. Once we shift the weight, if we feel comfortable, we can lift and tap that foot out, or we can just leave our foot there and not tap the foot. It's the weight transfer that's the most important part of this movement. Keeping our bodies upright. We don't want to lean towards the direction of the weight shift. And that's one of our principles in Tai Chi, is that upright posture. Now for our knees, loose fist at our hips, shift, lift, tap and punch, bring it back, shift, lift, tap and punch. So that gives us experience with weight shift and holding our weight on one leg. So sometimes we kind of brush warm-ups to the side, like, oh, that's just the warm-ups. That's not important. That's not what I'm here for. But look how many of our principles are used in our warm-ups. So we can really just do warm-ups and get those nice benefits from Tai Chi. And it's because that's how Dr. Lamb designed the program. He inserted principles in the warm-ups so that we can go ahead and start get a feel for those things for when we do our Tai Chi series of movements. I've had classes that only did the warm-ups, we spent 12 weeks every time we did warm-ups. We never moved beyond, and that was okay for them. They didn't want to go any further. Oh, got Miss Legenia. All right, here we go. Well, oh, there she is. Hey, Miss Legenia.
Good morning. My tablet wouldn't let me get in.
Well, Miss Gwen had that problem last week. Did you have to shut it down and bring it back up?
Yeah, I had to. But it's okay now.
Okay. You didn't have any problems this week, Miss Gwen? You were just running behind?
Yeah, I'm just running behind. I didn't have any problem.
Good deal. You know how technology is. It's always just giving us a little run for our money, making us feel like we're not very smart. You're like, I've done this a million times. Why isn't it working?
Are you enjoying the new Claris since you got it?
I am, and I'm enjoying exploring Senior Planet.
Oh, that's a wonderful site.
It really is. Yesterday I went to a class about YouTube, and that was really cool. So I learned about more sites on YouTube to look into, and I'll let y'all know if I think any of it would be good.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, the world has just gone digital, and there's so many things out there that we can. A lady was talking about how she fixed her mama's washer with YouTube. And I know my husband's done umpteen million things watching videos on YouTube. So YouTube it's just our how-to. And she said she can she did something for $15 that would have cost hundreds of dollars to get somebody else to come and do it. So definitely YouTube can be our friend.
Yeah.
All right. So Miss Legenia, we're going to try something different and new today, and that's me turning around. Now, y'all may decide y'all don't like it. If y'all know immediately you don't like it, then say, don't do that, I don't like it, and I'll turn around. But we can try turn around Tai Chi. It may be easier to follow than doing mirror image. So we've done our movements to where you know what they look like from the front in terms of, what our hands look like facing each other as it comes through the commencement movement. So whenever I turn around, you won't see my hands, but maybe you can follow easier with the footwork. So now I'm reminding myself that I'm doing it in the right way, because when I teach y'all mirror image, I tell y'all a big lie, because I'll tell y'all that I'm shifting right when this is my left foot or left leg. So when I teach mirror image, the whole thing is a lie. I'm saying one thing and doing another, but it's all in the name of mirror image. So now I have to tell myself, I'm not lying today. I'm telling the truth today. So with commencement, our first, there's nothing going on with our feet. So let's just go through it and see how it works. Here we go. And commence. Up, down, shift right. Step left, hands come up. Shift left as those hands go out. Bring that right foot forward, hands come back. Open and close. Single whip. Shift left, step right. Push, turn, separate. Eyes follow that left hand. Shift left, bring that right foot back, waving hands in clouds. Step right, turn right, shift, step, switch, turn. Shift with that turn. And open and close. Single whip. Follow that right hand. Waving hands in clouds. Step, turn, shift, step and switch, turn and shift. And open and close. Close it out. All right, I'm gonna do it again, but this time not talk. Just go through I'll just call out the name of the movement. All right, here we go. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Close it out. All right, what you think?
I like it better.
You like it better? Miss
Yeah.
Gwen,
I can do both ways.
you can both ways. Miss Betty?
I like it better too.
I mean, as an instructor, when I face y'all, I can see you. But when I'm turned around, I can't. That's the only negative for me. But as a student, I think it's so easy. It's so much easier to follow somebody that's facing the same way that I'm facing. So maybe it'll be easier whenever we're learning our advanced movements as well. All right, so let's do it several more times just to get in into that mental quietness, that jing that we talk about. I'm turning on our music so we have a little bit of soft music. I thought I was. Okay. Here we go. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Close it out. Let's do it a few more times. This time I won't talk. And begin. And again, feel yourself becoming more and more calm as you go through these movements over and over, focusing on whatever principles, but I'm just focusing on slow, smooth, continuous, and breathing. And it's very calming to me. And commence. Now you do that several times, thinking about slow, smooth, continuous, thinking about that breathing, and you feel yourself calm and really just get into that Tai Chi mode. And then you can really think about body awareness. Your body has transitioned from our go, 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 fast-paced life to let's slow down for a little bit. Your body's made that transition because we've done that several times. Now we can really think about spatial awareness and how far we step out and that smooth transition of our weight as we step through the movements. Just really focus on the weight transferring slowly and smoothly from one leg to the other. And so then that starts helping us get more benefits because we're focused on principles. Let's do it several more times as you just really get into that Tai Chi mode. And commence. If you were tracking your heart rate, you'd probably see your heart rate has went down. Something that I think about whenever I'm going through those movements is how my hands and my feet and the weight shift all come together. For instance, whenever I'm doing commencement and I'm shifting that weight to my right leg, my hands are going down. When I step, whenever I shift weight to that left foot, my hands are going out, right? Single whip, my foot steps out, my hand goes out. When I bring my right foot back, my right hand comes back. So it's almost like my hands have power of weight shift and movement. And I think that's what helps me be more smooth in my movement, because when my hands go, my weight goes. And it's not like that every time, but when it is, when the step and the hand movement matches, there's that connection. So you might not be ready to think about that, but I think it's almost like I have these magic powers of my hands down and I'm saying weight go down. My hands out, my weight go to that front foot, and let's pull it back together for center. Weight, hands. Bring that foot back. But when I step, then my hand goes that way. So that makes the rhythm of our movements. And when we have rhythm in our movements, our heart rate matches that rhythm. That's why it's so relaxing. Just like when a baby is rocked, there's a rhythm to the rock, and it soothes them, and they fall asleep. And so this is that rhythm that is calming. once you learn those movements, you can really dive into the rhythm. So that's why I encourage you to practice those movements and get to know what's next. So your body does it and you're not really even thinking about it. That's next level in our Tai Chi. But it takes time. So be patient with yourself, but it's not going to happen without the practice, right? So even if you can't do it a long time every day, think about it each day, do a little bit, and then you'll get better and better. All right, so are y'all ready to work on our advanced movement? Okay, so we have brush knee. So from the front, remember we are going from facing front and we are going to the left. So when I turn around, we're going from facing the front to going to the left. So let me go here. Now I remember when I first started Tai Chi, trying to remember which way I go first. So in our basic 6, we go to the right first. So that's what we were just doing when we did that first single whip. We went to the right first. So in our advanced movements, it's opposite. We go to the left first. So that's just one way to remember. That's opposite of our basic 6. And in our advanced, I gotta make sure I'm in camera. With that brush knee, another way I remember shift left, right toe in. And when I turn that right toe in, it's like an arrow. It says we're trying to go that way. So that helps me in remembering we're going to the left, and I got to point my arrow to the left. When we turn that right toe in, we lay hands. So that right hand comes out front just like this, and our left hand comes down and protects our elbow. So I call it lay hands because it's like your hands are laying over. Think about it like dominoes. All right, so we're coming from open and close. Brush knee, shift left, right toe in, lay hands. Shift right, separate, prepare, step left, shift, throw that pitch, and follow step. So this might feel a little backwards from being taught mirror image. So y'all just give me the feedback if it's confusing to y'all. Because we are going from facing front, which right now this is front, to facing to the left. So whenever we did it mirror image, we faced front and turned to the left. All right. Shift left. Right toe in, lay hands. Shift right. Separate, prepare. Step left. Shift as I throw that pitch and follow step right. So remember that follow step foot stays flat on the ground. Not flat on the ground. It's grounded, but there's a little bit of space. That heel is not all the way on the ground, a space for just a paper. In a perfect world, there's no weight on that right foot because that's the foot that's going to step back for play the lute. Okay, so we have brush knee, shift left, right toe in, lay hands, shift right, separate, prepare, 2 step left, shift left as I throw that pitch, and follow step right. So remember, in a perfect world, no weight on that right foot. To show you up close, when that right hand is out front and it comes back to throw a pitch, it goes from extended out front of you, and it comes around just like you're gonna throw a pitch. So that's that motion of that hand. Here, here, and here. So this hand goes from, when we separate, we bring that left hand to our hip, and then our right hand goes all by itself to throw that pitch. So the hand that you throw the pitch on is always the one that faces the front. So that right there, we're facing the front here. The pitching hand is the one on the side of the front of the room. So when we do everything to our right in a minute, then our pitch will be our left hand. And again, our pitching arm is the one that's on the front, that is on the side of the front of the room. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm saying front, right, left, and I've confused myself. Okay. Basic or advanced 6. Shift left, right toe inlay hands, shift right, separate, prepare, step left, shift as I throw that pitch, and follow step right. Play the lute, step back right, and when I step back right, I turn my hands. They're going to pass each other as I shift the weight to that right foot. When I get to the elbow, I follow step left. So the follow step foot again, heel is almost to the ground, just enough space for a paper, and in a perfect world, no weight, because it's going to be the next foot that we step with. So all through the advanced movements, the follow step foot gets no weight and is the next step. So go forward. Play the lute, step back right, turn hands, shift right as those hands pass, get to the elbow, and follow step left. Put those two together. Brush knee, shift left, right toe inlay hands, shift right, separate, prepare, step left, shift as I throw that pitch, and follow step right. Play the lute, step back right, turn hands, shift as those hands pass. When I get to that elbow, I follow step left. So now let's do it without me talking all those words. Brush knee. Oh. I didn't think I would be so confused, turned around backwards. Let's do it again. Brush knee. Play the lute. Y'all feel good about those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's parry, parry, punch. Now remember that we just played the lute. And so we're going to parry, flip our hand, and it's like we're putting on those pretty white gloves, long white gloves. That's a parry. And we're going to flip, we're going to parry on the other side. That hand that's extended, that's the and, that's where we put up that guard. And this other hand comes back, grabs that bouquet of flowers, and delivers. So the movement is called parry and punch, but I like to call it parry, parry, and punch because there's two parries. And whenever you do the movement, then it's nice to be able to say step and flip, parry, step and flip, parry, step and guard, grab the flowers, shift, deliver, follow step. That's the wordy version, or you can parry, parry, and punch. I may be on the wrong foot. Hold on a second. Let's do it from the top. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry, punch. Parry, parry, and punch. I knew I was on the wrong foot. You know how I knew? Because you know how I told you that the throw the pitch hand is the hand that's closest to the front? Well, deliver the flowers hand is the hand that's closest to the front. So whenever you throw the pitch, it's the hand closest to parry, parry, and punch. So the punch hand or the deliver the flowers hand is closest to the wall. Y'all know I'm all turned around backwards, so I'm trying. I'm used to lying to y'all. I just never would have thought I would have been so used to lying. I think of myself as a very honest person. So being honest today is challenging. But that pit, when we're going in this, where we're going left first, it's the right hand that throws the pitch, and it's the right hand that throws the punch. And then when we go to the right, it'll be the left hand that throws the pitch, and it'll be the left hand that throws the punch. That may or may not be helpful for you, but it is a rule, and it is always true that right hand, or the hand closest to the front, is the pitch and the punch, is the pitch and the punch. So as we know, practice just helps us get better. Let's go through it. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry, punch. Parry, parry, and punch. All right, now we're home free. So we follow step with our right foot. When we follow step, Perfect World says, no weight on that one because it's our next foot to do something with. So we step back with that right foot. This one's called block and close. Just to show you an up close. We go from the end of parry punch, and when we do block and close, we release our fist and come down to our hips. So it goes from here to release and here. That's all our hands are doing for block and close. And then the next move, which is push the tiger, you push your hands forward. So it's parry, parry, punch, block and close, push the tiger. Now notice when we push the tiger, we didn't cover our face. When we pushed the tiger, we still kept that soft bend in our elbow. So we didn't really push our arms out. And that's true in all of our Tai Chi moves where we never lock our joints. Here, block and close, push the tiger. So I talked to y'all earlier about weight shift and the hands going at the same direction. When we block and close, our weight shift will come back. When we push the tiger, our hands go forward. Well, so does our weight. So lock and close, push the tiger. So once we get through that brush knee, play the loop, parry and punch, which to me are very challenging moves, I feel like we get that gift of lock and close and push the tiger. That's not so complicated. So let's put that in there with our practice. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Here's block and close. Step back right, separate those hands. Shift the weight, follow step left. Push the tiger. Step left, push as I shift, follow step right. This next one I call to the front. So you know that's not one of our Tai Chi moves, but I want to give it respect. We're moving from facing our left to going back to the front. So I step my right foot back to the front, shift right, bring my left foot to the front, turn my hands to face each other so I can do an open and close. So I added that movement without Dr. Lamb's permission because I feel like it's an important move while we're shifting our weight, but it's like we don't talk about it or something. It's just like to the front. You know, you're just supposed to magically get to the front. Everything else is part of a move, but this is the only thing that's just like a transition move, but it doesn't have a name. So that's why I call it to the front. So we end block and close where we step back right, separate, shift right, follow step left, push the tiger, step left, shift as we push our hands, follow step right. Now let's go to the front. I step right to the front, shift right, step left to the front, turn my hands, and open and close. So that's our advanced 6 to the left. So now we just have to do it all to the right. So it's so easy because all you do is just everything you just did, just opposite. That's not very nice to say, is it? That's what I was told whenever I took training. Oh, just do, you know, they sent us on our way. They said training was over. I said, well, heck, we hadn't done it to the right, or yeah, we haven't done it to the right. Oh, it's just the same. It's not that easy. But we eventually got it. Well, let's practice that a couple times. Just our advanced 6 to the left. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry and punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger to the front. Open and close. Close it out. Thoughts on Advanced 6? You like it taught back facing
Yes.
or
It's
turned
okay.
around, whatever you call it, turned around backwards? I need a break.
Yeah.
My brain is blown.
Which confused you today, trying to make you do it truthful.
As many times as I have done Tai Chi, y'all, I teach Tai Chi on Monday and Wednesday backward facing. Just the exact thing I did right now. So it's not anything that I never do. I do it on Mondays and Wednesdays. So I don't know why that was so hard for me to turn around on a Tuesday.
Hey,
I'll get better at it. It just will take me practice. So see, that's a perfect example of you just have to practice. Sometimes things just feel weird and wrong, and but once I practice it, it'll come together. And after 10 years of Tai Chi, I still get baffled by it, right? So if I can do that, I can forgive myself. You can forgive yours if you ever feel odd or uncomfortable. All right, let's gather tension and let it go. Good thing I know how to laugh at myself. And good thing there's only a right and a left choice. Imagine if we were octopus and we had 8 legs.
right. No.
Oh, the things to be thankful for. So would we have 8 legs, or would we have 8 arms? Or would we have 4 arms and 4 legs?
Too
Too confusing.
Oh. Now I got a case of the Phillies. All right. Big circle. One more. When we take our right fist, that represents our strength. And our left hand, our fingers together, represents our friendship. And our thumb end represents humility. And we put those together, and in mutual respect, we say namaste. So thank y'all so much for your patience today. And we'll do it again next week. We'll start moving towards the other side. I think that's the right. It is.
Thank you so much.
It is the right. Love y'all.
Love y'all.
All right.
Have a good one.